growing deep roots in Christ and branching out in holy love. Hello, welcome to plantmedina.org. I'm Ryan, and today I'd like to talk to you about clerical collars and clerical clothing and just its function in modern society. Is it beneficial to mission? Does it add to mission? Does it take away from a pastor like myself being able to engage with people where they're at? And I mean, looking at the history of it, I mean, you see clergy wearing Cossacks, and it was just the common garb of the day, and they wore black because it was the cheapest, and it was a very simple way. And throughout in the Middle Ages, clergy started wearing collars over their Cossacks, and there was this evolution and this invention of clerical collars that came about. And I'm not so much warring against it, like some type of argument that it's not in the Bible, therefore you shouldn't do it. I think there's a rich living tradition, and I think this could show you like being yoked to Christ. It could be a visible reminder of the holy in a secularized society. It could serve a lot of symbols and functions. But I'm not here to debate history, and I'm here more to raise a question of missiology and mission. And I'd like your input. I'd love for you to, if you're watching this on YouTube, to leave a comment like, does the collar like detract from you really engaging with a pastor, or does it help? Is it beneficial to your faith? So if you could just comment below, or if you're reading this or watching this on the blog, just leave a comment. A few thoughts I've had were, a few varieties. Like, I just think of my own experience as a child and growing up. For me, the clergy that wore maybe not this type of collar, but a Roman collar, were seen as the head disciplinarians. They didn't administer a lot of grace, but a lot of discipline, scolded you a lot, chided you, and it really had a negative effect on my faith, and led me down the path to naively assuming an atheistic philosophy for a time in my life. My wife, on the other hand, she was also raised in a Roman Catholic tradition, and for her priest, I mean, it was a symbol of somebody who was safe, who she could go to, who was jolly. She made the comment that the collar even reminded her of Santa Claus. And so I mean, there's different views, like, and has the symbolism of the collar, has it been lost? Has it been tarnished by some of the scandals surrounding some of the denominations that maybe always wear collars? Has it come to be associated with maybe not purity and yokeness to Christ, but maybe like somebody who is different and not so holy of a way? I mean, in this society that we live in, is it a hindrance? Do people not want to open up? I mean, I found just in my brief time as ordained clergy with the Anglican mission that people are distant, that it creates distance, and there's distance in a variety of ways. Distance in the usual sense that people don't even want to make eye contact with you. They'll like walk far away from you. They'll one word answers and just be on their way. Don't care about talking to you. And then there's the distance in the other sense, where on first glance it might appear as the opposite of distance, but people who are overly polite and overly respectful, so much so that you really, there's no depth to it. It's like they're polite as a last minute maneuver to get you from like getting into their life and junk. So I mean, it's another barrier. And I mean, what do you think? I mean, does this bother you? And why? And should clergy wear it? Is it outdated? And I'm not talking, to be clear, I'm not talking about liturgical function. Meaning, like during a service, during a time of worship, where the Christian symbol is understood by Christians, right? I'm talking like in a secularized society, or like out on the streets. Is this something akin to a chaplain in the military? That's part of my background. Is coming from that. Chaplains in the military, they wear the rank, they wear the uniform like everybody else, but they have a cross, right? They usually wear a cross on their hat or their uniform to designate them as a chaplain. In the Air Force, where I come from, chaplains have confidentiality. If you see a chaplain, you could talk to them. You could say anything you want to them, and they won't report you. You can't get in trouble. Chaplains are very safe. Are wearing something like this, is that like that? Where in a society where nobody is safe, you're designated as safe as somebody you could go to and talk to? Does it mean that? Did it mean that? Does it mean that? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. So leave your comments below if you're on YouTube or if you're on the blog. Just write a few notes, some of your thoughts. I really want to know. I really want to know what you think. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future. Take care. Bye. Stay connected on Twitter, on Facebook, and join the conversation at plantmedina.org. Growing deep roots in Christ and branching out in holy love.